Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to talk about the Doctor Who fandom and why it truly is a great place and it's a great thing to be part of. Because despite what some people say, especially on Twitter and online, the Doctor Who fandom is, for the most part, a truly great thing with a lot of awesome people involved in it. People who have been watching the show for almost 60 years, people who have been watching the show maybe for only a few months, and everywhere in between. And by and large, it is full of a lot of really good people who just want to talk about this television show that they share this love for. Because you see all of these articles these days about different fandoms, not just Doctor Who, different fandoms, and oh, they're oh so toxic and they're oh so bad. The Star Wars fandom, it's so toxic. The Star Trek fandom is so toxic. The DC fandom, the Marvel fandom, the Doctor Who fandom, they're so toxic. It's a toxic place. You know, it's some of these people think that anyone over like 40 is just a toxic fan of something. And that's, just if we criticize the slightest thing they do. The Star Wars fans are so toxic because they didn't like Last Jedi. We're not necessarily toxic because we didn't like Last Jedi. We didn't like Last Jedi because we're Star Wars fans. It's a terrible Star Wars movie. And don't get me wrong, as a regular movie on its own, it does some interesting things, has some nice visual effects, but as a Star Wars movie, it's terrible. But that's the thing, is you're not allowed to criticize. You're not allowed to have any kind of criticism. Even if it's a logical argument you're making, you get labeled so many bad things now if you criticize anything that a franchise is doing in modern times. But here's the thing, is that while there are toxic people in fandoms, every fandom that's as massive as Doctor Who, DC, Marvel, all of that kind of stuff is going to have some toxic people in it. That's just anything. But it's a small, very vocal minority, usually on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. The problem is they're extremely vocal. They're the people who go to like every single YouTube channel and leave the same comment like 70 times on each channel. The RIP Doctor Who 1963 to 2017. You've seen it. But there are minor few people. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with having a criticism about something happening in a franchise you like. It's how you go about expressing that criticism. Because if you just rant and rave like a child, no one's going to listen to you. And that is where, toxic comes from. But if you can make a well-reasoned, constructive, well-worded argument, it's hard for some of these people on Twitter to mount a defense to that. And to be honest, I found some of the most toxic people in fandoms to be the ones that are usually pointing the fingers. But we're not here to talk about the toxic side of the fandom. We're here to talk about the opposite and why I very much enjoy this fandom. Fandom. I can't talk to you. Why I enjoy this fandom. Why I enjoy this fandom. Because I have just encountered so many other Doctor Who fans that in person and on the internet that they're just happy to meet a fellow Doctor Who fan and be able to talk about Doctor Who. You meet a fellow Doctor Who fan. Of course, you're going to ask, who's your favorite Doctor? Why are they your favorite Doctor? Who was your first Doctor? What era did you get into the show? How long have you been watching the show? Those standard questions you get into with something like Doctor Who that's been running as long as it has. What was your first Star Wars movie? What's your favorite Star Trek series? All of these kind of things. And you just get excited to be having these conversations. I always enjoy engaging with you guys down in the comments. I'm down in the comments a lot. It's one of my favorite parts of doing this channel is being able to interact with you guys. That's why I love coming up with video ideas, that really involve you guys, like the It's Armageddon series, the Knights of the Round Table series, which there is another Knights of the Round Table video coming soon, actually. I don't know if I've scheduled the actual day, but it will be coming probably sometime in January, because I haven't done a Knights of the Round Table in a while, which is the Face-Off series, of course. I love doing the Face-Off videos, which the Knights of the Round Table, if you're not familiar with that, is similar to the Face-Off one, except for instead of me reacting to your comments to a poll, I'm reacting to your comments in a video. The one coming will be the video I did on what do you think is Tom Baker's most overrated story? Because I really enjoyed some of the comments to that. And I had a lot of, I think, really funny reactions to that. A couple people mentioned City of Death, and I got a good chuckle commenting on that. So that's nice. I really enjoy doing that video. So I love doing videos that really get you guys involved. That's a lot of fun for me. And just interacting with y'all, talking with y'all, learning some of your quirks and personality. I'm sure many of you have gotten kind of a handle on my quirks and personality to the point to where some of you I even have inside jokes with. I love that. Little inside jokes that I'll comment on in videos or down in the comments. And I love that. I enjoy things like that. I love when I see you guys interacting with each other. I'm sure you recognize each other's names, probably from here and from other YouTube channels. I know sometimes I run into some of you in other YouTube videos. I'm always like, I know that person. That's so much fun. I love those little moments on the channel. And again, in real life, I used to do a lot of like anime conventions and stuff, which the anime conventions here in America, they're, you meet everything, sci-fi people, anime people, other stuff. That's all just kind of there together. Whereas I would cosplay as the Doctor, usually 9 or 10, and I'd meet other people cosplaying as doctors, and we'd stop and chat and do photo shoots together and pictures. It was a lot of fun and finding out what doctors they like. It's so much fun to have that, and most of the Doctor Who fans I meet are great people that just want to talk about Doctor Who. But if I really wanted to say one thing, especially this year, that has really impressed me about the fandom, it's all of the stuff that I've gotten this year. I just got my P.O. box at the start of this year because a couple of you down in the comments had mentioned, hey, do you have a P.O. box? So I said, you know what, I'll try that. Let's see if anybody sends anything. And I got a lot of stuff this year. I had never seen any of season 2 before this year, before 2022. And now at the end of season 22, I've seen all of season 2. Part of that, of course, is the box set. But even before the box set, I had seen 6 out of the 9 stories and actually had 8 of the 9 stories on DVD. You guys were really kind about sending me season 2. So I could see more of Hartnell. Because I'd always been very open about Hartnell as kind of the Doctor that I wasn't as familiar with as I was the others. Because I'd only seen like 7 or 8 Hartnell stories. But I always mentioned that when I talked about him, like when I was ranking him or ranking his era, ranking his stories, I was always very, very upfront about mentioning that I was not as well versed in his era as I was other Doctors. And you guys have been really nice about sending stories for that. And I've gotten books, I've gotten a sonic screwdriver rep, all sorts of stuff. I actually pulled out all this stuff, and I'm going to show you just all of these stuff that people have sent this year and how just astounded I am by it. So let's look at that real quick. And let's have a look. And you can see there is a wide variety of stuff. I mean, so much. Everyone has been so generous. I mean, I've had so many wonderful things sent this year. I'm very grateful. And as you can tell, I'm not even like trying to arrange it in a way that makes it look like more than it is. I mean, it was more of a, goodness, how do I get all of it to fit on the couch? I've got the books. I've got them turned spine facing up instead of facing outward. The same thing with all of the DVDs I've been sent this year. It's so much, and it just boggles my mind that, so many people enjoy my content and like my content so much that they send things. They spend not only the money to buy things, but they spend the money to send things. So let's look at some of this. I mean, we have a couple of Battlestar Galactica novels right here. What is the story of Doctor Who? A Weeping Angels book. I'm really looking forward to getting into that. The Science of Doctor Who. At Childhood's End, which was a fantastic novel. We have The Pirate Planet right here, which was a great read. I really enjoyed that. I believe Simon sent that, as I recall. We have all of these novels here. I mean, look at all of these novels. Just a lot of these from Fly Attractor, I think. I know some of these some of these came from like Steve-O and Robin. But Fly Attractor has sent me a lot of these Target novels and these Pinnacle novels. I really enjoyed that book of the Myth Makers. That was really, really good. A really good read. And the novelization of the Gunfighters was much better than the actual TV story. I I'll probably wait and read the Sensorites after I see the TV episode, since I haven't ever seen it before. But I mean, look at this. Just so many. So many. I really need to read. I did read that of the Highlanders. It was nice to be able to read through that. That always looks a little like Peter Davison to me. The Faceless Ones. I mean, just so many good stories to get through. I even read the novelization of The Power of Crow. I did read it and did a review on it. Death to the Daleks Invasion of Earth. And, you know, you see all of these different ones right here. This cute little 7th Doctor Kids book. And then we have all of these novels. I mean, so many more Target novels. Look at that. Look how many Target novels that is. I mean, just look at that. Pinnacle novels, Target novels. And then we had several Star Trek books. This one I've actually read and done a review on. I know Steven sent these. Steven also recently sent me another box as well with some stuff in it. Including this one. This is a new one he just sent. I'm actually looking forward to getting into that. So, several Star Trek novels, which I am a Trekkie, so I'm excited about that. Got, these are new. He just sent these recently. The Stones of Blood, which is a great season 16 story, and the new book by Alex Kingston. Several comics from the big box he sent a while back, a few months back. Several 13th Doctor comics, and they're all really good. I've read all 4 of these now, and I actually really enjoyed them. I found I tend to like the 13th Doctor more in other media besides the TV show. These are all really good. And then recently he sent me this. I haven't had a chance to open it yet. I just got it a few days ago. And then you look at, I mean, like, I'm looking at the back, like, that's $50. Somebody spent, and it hasn't, look at it, it's never been opened. This is new. So he spent like $50 on this, and I'm really looking forward to digging into it and reading it, because I do like, I've seen the first Cushing movie. I still haven't watched the second one yet, which I haven't. I keep meaning to get to that. But not only did he spend the money on just that, but it was everything else that was in the box. And then you take into account, he spent like, books are falling. He spent like, another like $25 to ship it to me. I mean, that's $75 just on the book and the package, and plus the other stuff that was in it. So that, it mind boggles me that people would do that. And then I've got to see so much of Hartnell this year. I had never seen any of season 2 before 2022. And now here at the end of 22, when I'm recording this on Christmas Eve, I've seen all of season 2, but even before the box set came out, I had seen 2/3 of season 2. And most of these are Hartnell stories. These are all Hartnell stories I've received this year. So we have 2 stories here with the Romans, the Dalek invasion of Earth. It was great to finally see that. Planet of the Giants, which, excuse me, if you watch my channel, you know I love Planet of the Giants. It is a phenomenally good story, very underrated story. I very much enjoy it, especially the set design. The Aztecs. I believe Planet of Giants and the Aztecs were my first 2 pieces of fan mail. I believe Stevel sent both of these. Stevel Knievel, it's a cool name, sent me both of these, my first 2 pieces of fan mail. The Keys of Marinus, which I think is the first truly great story in Doctor Who. The first one that I consider like just really epic. We have The Time Meddler, which is phenomenal. The Space Museum and the Chase. The Web Planet. My reviews for the Space Museum and the Chase should be coming soon. Invasion of the Dinosaurs. It was great to see this for the first time. Lance sent this one. He also sent Happiness Patrol, I believe. I was really happy to be able to watch this for the first time. And the story is phenomenal. The Time Warrior, which is one of my favorite Pertwee stories now. I absolutely love The Time Warrior. It's Robert Holmes being Robert Holmes. And the special edition of Tomb of the Cybermen, which I had the regular edition. It's nice to get the special edition with the added bonus stuff and with the new vidfire process on it. Looks really good. And then, of course, I got Happiness Patrol, which I love Happiness Patrol, my favorite season 25 story. I just got Remembrance of the Daleks a few days ago. One of my top-tier patrons, Colin Coney, sent this to me. It's a great rewatch. Reviews are coming. I don't think they're going to hit till around February because January is already so review heavy. with season 2, but they are coming. Frontios, which I absolutely adored. And of course, Pyramids of Mars. Fly Attractor sent me this recently because I'd been talking on the channel about how I wanted to rewatch Pyramids of Mars. It had been so long since I'd seen it, and the only season 13 story I didn't have. So I loved being able to get this and watch that again. I believe Fly Attractor also sent me these, the Blu-rays, not just DVDs, but Blu-rays of both the Peter Cushing movies. I have watched this one and reviewed it. I keep meaning to get, it has slipped my mind about this one. That is definitely on the to-do list for early this year. He also sent me The Key to Time, the whole season, which I actually already have. I think I'm going to be re-gifting this. I have a friend of mine who's a big Doctor Who fan. I think he'll really like it. So I think I'll be gifting that to him soon. But that is awesome that it was sent to me. I mean, a whole season of Tom Baker. You can't argue with that. And then we also have more books, which it's great to see a little more of the War Doctor. I'd always wanted to see more of the War Doctor, so it was great to learn a little more about him. Scratchman, which the first half is really good. The second half is very disappointing, but I had always wanted to read it, especially since it's by Tom Baker, well, to a degree. I really enjoyed that. And then, of course, shifting over here a little bit, we have the Big Finish audio I had really been wanting to listen to. I love this limited edition packaging. It makes such a great display piece. I've listened to the first 2 stories so far, and I have loved them. I already have reviews up for them, and they're so phenomenal. I'm looking forward to getting to part 3 soon. This is the kind of Big Finish. You know, the big 3 for me was always Jubilee, which I loved. That was the first one I ever bought. Spare Parts, which was highly disappointing, which I had bought digitally. And then The Last Adventure, which was sent to me, and I'm very, very much enjoying it thus far. Really looking forward to getting more done on that. And then JLBWHO sent me these. Now, I can't watch them because they're Region 2, but he knew that. He just kind of wanted me to have them, and I do love having them on the shelf. I actually really like Horns of Nimon, very underrated. I was recently sent this. One of my other subscribers, Michael, sent me this. I have not been able to watch it yet because for the first time, I have found a Blu-ray that is actually region locked and it won't play. But Michael seems to be very understanding about it. I've let him know what's going on. I do plan on getting a region-free Blu-ray player in January, so I can give this a watch. I know it's a 6-part mini-series. I'm really excited about it. I've been wanting Quatermass in the Pit for a while. I know it's a huge influence on 70s Doctor Who, so I very much appreciate him sending all of this. And getting that in will also allow me to watch Blake 7, the complete Blake 7. I know Fly Attractor sent this, and I know what he spent on it because I saw it came with a little slip that told me what it was. So he spent like $45 on this. And so I definitely want to review it. I actually want to dedicate like a day to doing Blake 7 reviews. Because I have only vague memories of Blake 7 from when I was a child, enough to where I know what it was, but I don't really remember it much. And I am looking forward to actually diving into it since I'm practically going into it blind. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And then some Big Finish stuff, Dark Universe, which I haven't gotten to yet, but I'm working on getting to. The Light at the End, which I actually had 2 people trying to send me. Unknown and JLBWHO were both working on sending me that. I believe it was Unknowns that made it in to me because they were both contacting me at the same time about it. I ultimately found it disappointing, but I was definitely glad to get it and definitely glad to give it a good listening to. And I'm currently working on Unit Dominion. I have listened to the first 2 parts. I believe that I've already filmed the part 2 review. I'm not sure if it's going out before or after this, but it has been filmed. I'm enjoying it thus far. And waiting to see where it goes. A couple more books, including Human Nature, which I believe Robin sent me several months ago. I've been meaning to read this, but when I moved, I couldn't figure out where it was. It was only when I was digging around a few minutes ago, I finally found it. It had gotten shuffled around in the move, and then a nice collection of different doctors, and of course the novelization of The Web of Fear, which I definitely need to give a read. And a lot of us just finding the time to get to everything. And then, of course, this great tie. That looks awesome. And Whitaker's sonic screwdriver, which is fantastic. I love adding sonic screwdrivers to my screwdriver collection, so that's fantastic. So yeah, I am really grateful for everything everyone has sent. It just mind boggles me that people care so much about my content and they enjoy my content. And that's just if I've gotten everything out. I'm sure I've forgotten something people have sent. But I am very, very appreciative of everything right here. That is quite a bit of stuff, especially all just, in 1 year. This is the first year I've had a P.O. box. I think my P.O. box is just about to renew. So 1 year, it's very humbling. I'm very grateful to everybody who enjoys my content, the people who have been able to send stuff, and just my subscribers and patrons in general. I'm very appreciative that the channel is growing the way it is. My tripod is trying to fall apart. That's incredible. That is just mind-boggling to me that people have enjoyed my content so much that they have sent all of those things. I'm humbled, grateful, flabbergasted, all of those things. And then that's when people are like, the Doctor Who fandom is so toxic and evil, and they complain about this, and they're terrible. And you see all of these articles online by these people who probably don't even watch the show, or probably have never seen the classic show, or the people who watch Genesis and think they've seen the classic show. And you hear it all the time. You're toxic, you're toxic, you're toxic. You're an ism and an ist and all of that. And I'm sitting here like looking at all of this stuff going, no, I think the Doctor Who fandom's a pretty good place. When people are spending large sums of money to buy stuff, to mail stuff, to order stuff off Amazon and sending it to this person that just talks about Doctor Who on YouTube, it boggles my mind. And I am extremely grateful and very humble. I take a lot of pride in my humility. It's a good thing to take pride in. But, anytime anyone wants to know, or if they don't believe me, or if you ever want proof to me, if you ever want proof that the Doctor Who fandom is an amazing thing full of great people, if you ever want proof of that, there it sits. It's right there on that couch. There is the proof that the Doctor Who fandom is an amazing place filled with great people. That is a lot of stuff. That is a lot of money's worth of stuff that people have sent to me just this year, just in this year alone. And that's probably not even everything. I'm sure I forgot something. The proof's right there. The Doctor Who fandom's an amazing place. I have very much enjoyed these past couple of years, really focusing on this channel. I'm looking forward to 2023. I have a lot of things I want to do. I'm looking forward to growing the channel. I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers sometime in 2023. That's my goal for the year, is to try to hit 1,000 subscribers. I know a lot of you guys want live streams. I'd really like to do live streams. I've had people mention maybe starting a Twitch channel. Maybe I'll do that. I need to look into that. I'm considering a Twitch channel. I do want to do live streams. I want to come up with more video ideas to get you guys involved. I want to get even more stuff on the Patreon done. I definitely want to try to get more people on the Patreon. That helps me keep bills paid so I can focus less on work and more on doing this, because it's hard to work around work. I'm always there. And plus, it's just always nice seeing the Patreon number go up. My goal is to hit double digits on that this year. I have a lot of things I really, really want to do, and I appreciate everyone. I appreciate all my top tier patrons like Colin Coney and Stephen Crane and Finn Perkins, and all of my patrons, actually. JLBWHO, Alice Collins. I still owe Alice a video request. I'm way behind on that, Alice. I hugely apologize. The last half of this year has just been so crazy, but I haven't forgotten. And of course, Trevor's been with me for a while. I appreciate him as well. And Unknown, Don't Trust Numbers, I appreciate him. And just everyone who's been supporting me there. I appreciate everyone who has sent things. Fly Attractor and Lance and Stevel and Robin and JLBWHO and Unknown 289. Simon sent me a great copy of The Pirate Planet. And everyone who has sent stuff, everyone, I can't remember just everybody right off the top of my head, but I've been extremely grateful for it. And then just everyone who watches, every single person who is either subscribed or just watches whenever the video pops up. Although if you watch and haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button, that helps me out. But the Doctor Who fandom is an amazing place. I am very happy to be a part of it, and I'm very happy that you guys continue to take this journey with me. I'm looking forward to 2023. Don't ever let anyone tell you that the Doctor Who fandom is a toxic place. There may be some toxic fans. Every franchise has that. But by and large, I think we're a pretty good fandom. I think we're pretty considerate. And don't ever let a Doctor Who, website or just one particular fan or one forum, drive you away from, connecting with other Doctor Who fans online, because there might be one place or one toxic person, but don't let them ruin Doctor Who for you, or the Doctor Who, or interacting about Doctor Who for you. You're always welcome down here. I try to run a really safe, friendly environment in my comments, and I'm always happy to have all of you there. So always feel free to speak your opinion, because I don't mind if y'all don't agree with me about stuff. I may joke about it occasionally, but my opinion is just my opinion. I never am one of those people that thinks, my opinion is the right opinion, except for City of Death being, my favorite Doctor Who story. But that's my favorite. I'm not saying it's the best. But my opinion is just my opinion. Your opinion is just your opinion. And, if you disagree with me, that doesn't invalidate my opinion. And if I disagree with you, that doesn't invalidate your opinion. So whether your favorite Doctor is the first Doctor, the second, the third, the fourth, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, even 13th. I know Naomi loves the 13th Doctor. That's fine. You're welcome here. Whether your favorite story is City of Death like mine, or your favorite story is Delta and the Bannerman, which I don't get at all, but I know how much Bobby loves Delta and the Bannerman. Your opinion's always welcome here, and I'm always happy to have you. So if you would like to support me on Patreon, there is a link to that down in the description below. I also have my P.O. box down there if there's anything you would like to send me. And a link to my Amazon wish list is down there as well. I received several things from that this year, which I appreciate. And I certainly appreciate you clicking the like button or the subscribe button. Most importantly, though, thank you for continuing to watch me. Have a good day.